I can easily recommend this phone to anyone that wants a mobile phone that also takes excellent images.
This is a full-fledged camera. It is crazy.
It's arguably the best components you'll find in a mobile device right now.
Interestingly, the phone camera actually uses Summilux lenses, meaning you're getting some of the best hardware possible inside such a small camera system.
It has a 1-inch sensor, which is amazing. As you may know, I use the Canon G7X II, which also has a 1-inch sensor. A lot of little compact cameras have 1-inch sensors, so it's crazy that phones have caught up to that.
With a 23mm focal length, optical image stabilization, and a stepless aperture that ranges from f1.63 to f4, beyond the main sensor, you have 3 additional rear cameras at 12mm, 75, and a periscope pack 120. What surprised me the most was the quality of that 120mm perspective. This is something that opens up a new creative lane where it really closes the gap between you and a subject, and if you use it creatively, it can tell a whole different story. Leica Authentic was engineered by Leica, and this is something that delivers a natural look with a good amount of contrast. Then you have Leica Vibrant, which was engineered by Xiaomi and Leica, and this is something that gives you a more vivid interpretation of reality.
It was nice to see some profiles that provide a little bit of character and a subtle look to your images. I very much liked the Leica Authentic look.
I really like this image profile, and I'm glad that this is something that you can start your photo from.
But this also means you're getting more of the Leica experience with a similar UI, the same Leica shutter sound.
There's also a collection of filters, and a handful of them are Leica filters that you can then apply onto your image to further develop the look. And if you're asking me, the best one has to be that Leica monochrome high contrast. This is something that I found myself putting on a bunch of my images, and it just had a very dramatic look.
It has normal photo mode, but it also has this thing called the Pro mode.
How you interact with the camera has really impressed me. It feels like a photographer's tool.
It allows you to control things like ISO, f-stop, shutter speed, even exposure. Pro mode, it really unlocks, again, just normal camera features that you don't get on most phone. The Xiaomi 14 Ultra has a master portrait mode. My overall thoughts is definitely that given the correct situation, the images look fantastic. But when I was shooting Shoko with my son to the back and the sun or the light, hitting her directly, it really showed the deep colors and the tonality that this camera and this lens is capable of. It also created this beautiful background blur, and they look really nice.
Something I was interested in testing was the Xiaomi 14 Ultra photography kit. Now this kit is essentially an extra case which you can also attach a grip to. And on that grip you've got more power, but also a couple of extra buttons like a shutter button. This really changes the phone into more of a point and shoot, and the whole ergonomics of using the device changes.
Having this grip on the phone when I was doing the more running gun style street photography, just shooting here, there and everywhere, finding little moments like I would do with street photography, holding this, having a shutter button, didn't feel like I was using a phone. And it felt like a point and shoot. It felt like it was easy to catch moments. It was quick, responsive, the shutter button feels good to press.
I think the 2 points that really made me enjoy this photography kit is 1, the design / user experience, and 2, functionality. When it comes to the design and user experience, it just looks very sleek. And when you use this grip here, it balances out the weight of this lens very well. And when it comes to the functionality too, the first one is this red record button that you can see. So this, what it does is, you press it and then it just starts recording video. And the next one, this one here is actually the shutter button. So you get a dedicated shutter button that fits very ergonomically into your hand, again, like a camera. And you also get, I love this actually, I've been using this so much, you get this zoom rocker. So you can zoom in and out by using this zoom rocker. And it makes so much sense because when you actually use a camera phone, you know, you gotta touch it like this, and then it's a two-hand operation. But this really allows you to just use this one-handed. And lastly, you also get exposure compensation. Oh, I love this. So there's a wheel here. All you do is just roll your finger around it, and then you get exposure compensation. You can make the image darker, you can make the image brighter.
And even switch out the filter thread here to put in another decorative piece or use a 67mm filter. So if you have an ND filter, if you have a diffusion filter, you can suddenly put that on your mobile device and start shooting with it. When this was announced, I was genuinely excited and curious. And after using it, I can honestly tell you, I wish every major brand offered an accessory like this. It's something that as soon as you pick up, especially as a photographer, you immediately see the value in it. It suddenly makes sense. So I gotta imagine that if you're looking at this device, you know, especially with the Leica partnership, that you are a creative, that you are a bit of a photographer yourself. And if that's the case, I highly recommend this accessory. It just takes the experience to another level.
Xiaomi